Wow, as the dog days of summer wind down, Chadley, the dog days of Augie Doggy, we have a very special episode today. This is the Movie Epidemic 2017 Beach Party Extravaganza. Welcome to the show.
Beach party
I'm your,
extravaganza.
I'm your
Did
host,
you bring your
Buck
sunnies?
Hollywood. I don't wear sunnies, dude. I just look directly into the sun.
Oh, right, like Donald Trump. Just take a quick gander. You take a quick gander every now and again.
I'm your host, Buck Hollywood Duke, joined by, as always, Chadley J. Fox. Welcome to the show. What do we got on the plate for today?
Today's exciting. We got the beach episode, so of course, to compensate for beach episode, we're talking Baywatch and we're talking Sharknado 5. It's going to be insane. We're going to be counting down our top 5 favorite movies of the summer as well. You know what? I'd say there was enough this summer. It wasn't a great summer. There was enough. Yeah.
I mean, there was a handful of movies that I really liked, so that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, exactly. And I completely agree. I even had to omit a couple. Matt Reeves, please stay friends with me. I'm so sorry. But I had to omit some stuff, some really great movies this year. But we're starting to get ready for Spooky-tober. We start it earlier every year, and people are just getting absolutely livid. So we're just
Eventually our show is just going to be Spooky-tober, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be like we're revving up for Spooky-tober in May. But yeah, we're gearing up. So what we've been doing, and we didn't really decide this officially, but we watched It this week, but we're going to be watching Salem's Lot next week. We're just going to do Stephen King till the end of Spooky-tober, we think. We're just going to do some good Stephen King. Yeah, there's a lot of them. We're not going to get to all of them, and we're certainly not watching Shawshank Redemption. Please do not.
We might need to check out the Stand miniseries, though, but it is 4 episodes, so we'd have to break that one up.
Ooh, and you know what? I think I could do it all in one, dude. I've seen 8 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine since the last time we podded, which was like 2 days ago. Fine. I can watch 4 episodes.
We'll do all of the Stand at some point.
Yeah, we'll do all of the Stand. We'll watch all of Under the Dome. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Is that something that's real?
Yeah, dude. It's a TV show, Under the Dome. I think it was like on AMC or whatever. But it had the fat guy from Breaking Bad who like you thought was gonna blow up, but now he's just a fat guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know that guy. I think he was in The One with Jet Li. What's that fucking guy's name? He's the guy who collects the minerals. He's looking for rocks.
I don't really recall. Well, we're also going to be talking about the event of the summer, Terminator 2.
Oh,
3D.
yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. I mean, I don't want to get too into it because I'm sure at some point we're also going to watch the Terminator movies and we'll get more in depth with Terminator 2. But Buck Leduc and I did get a chance to see Studio Canal's 3D re-release of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It was awesome. It was fucking awesome.
It's the easiest 5 on the Chadsky scale I've ever seen.
Yeah, an easy 5 on the Chadsky scale. And here's, god damn it, dude, this is such a great movie. Here's why it's so good. And I realized this when I watched this last night, is that unlike most blockbusters, like you remember, just for an example, let's talk about Captain America: The First Avenger, okay? Sure. That's a lot of fun, but it doesn't get fun until like an hour and 10 minutes in. Terminator 2 is fun immediately. It just is immediately fun. It's him at a bar, buck nude, and like you're smiling your face off because you know that these dudes are gonna make fun of him for being buck nude and that he's the strongest man in the world. Like if somebody walked into a bar buck nude looking like Arnold, I don't think I would make fun of him because I still think he biggest man on planet, you know?
Yeah, nice cock lad.
Yeah, good cock lad. But don't fuck with a guy like that. So it's like it's immediately fun, and that's why I think Terminator 2 is just so great because it's just fun the whole time.
I'll go through my experience a bit because it was awesome. But when I first got there, it was just me and my 2 friends, and then a 45-year-old dad, and that was it. Because the fights were on, so I guess nobody was going to the Terminator.
Yeah, that's what happened to us too, because like the parking lot was full and I was like, oh fuck, we're not gonna find seating. And then someone was like, no, there's a sports bar over there, and that's why the parking lot's full. And I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah. So anyway, then like 30 seconds before the movie started, these 2 they were an Asian couple. I need to say that specifically because I feel like Asian people are rude as shit in movies all the time. So I'm gonna specifically say they were an Asian couple, and they sit down like almost directly in front of me. Like I said, there was 4 people in this theater. The dad was like 3 rows in
Why?
front of us.
Why are you holding a fidget spinner? Why do you have a fidget spinner with you right now?
It's part of the show, Chadley. I had it last time too. You didn't notice it.
Yeah, I didn't. Why the fuck are you? Why do you have that? Okay, sorry. Go on.
It's an Edmonton Oilers branded fidget spinner.
What?
NHL official NHL.
I'm sorry I had to derail that, but like, I had to know.
I'll bring it so you can take a look at it.
Take a gander. Give it a spin. But sorry, Asian couple rude as shit.
So yeah, they sit like almost directly in front of me. Like I would say there's a seat in front of me and then right here. It's like, why? Okay, so then they immediately throw their feet over the chairs because they're rude as shit. Clearly, they're just throwing their legs over the chairs, and then they're fine for most of it, right? They're talking a little bit, but it's not anything that's gonna bother you. And then like halfway through, dude's phone just starts beeping. Like he didn't turn it on silent or anything. But he takes it out full brightness and just starts texting, like for like straight up like 3 minutes. And right before he starts to, I was gonna yell at him. He put it away, and then like maybe 4 minutes passes, and he starts talking to the lady, and then they just walk out. This is halfway through, like the best movie ever graced to the silver screen, and they're like, not for us.
Yeah, but yeah, Studio Canal's doing some great stuff too. Like it's a really good reprint, actually. I don't know if the 3D is necessary. Yeah, I don't know if the 3D is necessary.
It didn't bother me though, and I mean,
no, yeah,
it wasn't like they were charging like an exorbitant amount to go see this film. So
yeah, and if you see it on Cineplex in Canada, they're doing Tuesday movie pricing all week this week, which is really cool. So we saw it for like $8. That was awesome. But next week they're doing fucking Close Encounters. So like I kind of want to go see that now.
See that, dude.
Yeah, fuck. I kind of want to go see Close Encounters in theaters, dude. Fuck.
They played North by Northwest last week, and I'm sad I missed that one.
That's pretty good. Hitchcock classic, dude.
But yeah, dude, Terminator is so much fun, dude. Like there was a couple of times when like the shotgun was like, out of the screen, and I'm like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But most of the time it was like, I think it was pretty subtle, the way they did it. I didn't mind it at all, really.
There's like the scene where the with the lab explosion, and I thought the 3D in that part was actually pretty decent, where like the glass is sort of like coming towards you. It's actually not bad. I just love when they do reprints like this into theaters, because it's like shit, like some of the best movies of all time that I would never have had the chance to see on a silver screen.
It's certainly been a while since I've seen something that has actual film grain in it, like where you can actually see the grain. I love shit shot on film. not anything by Jake Johnson, but like if it's shot on film, I want to see it in the theater. It looks so dope.
But like with something like this too, right? Like they used to do this a lot more. I remember that they were gonna do re-releases of all the Star Wars movies, and then they did Phantom Menace, and everyone was like, "Oh, this movie's bad."
Yeah, I never even saw. I was going to go see that just because.
I saw that with Good Boy Lauxie.
Oh, Good Boy
Lauxie, and we walked out, and like I hadn't seen it in years at that point, and we walked out. We looked at each other. We're like, "That movie was boring as fuck, right? Like this is like it is actually fucking boring as hell, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's fucking boring." But then they also did it with Jurassic Park, which was a lot of fun. I don't know if you saw
No, I missed that one also.
The 3D reprint of Jurassic Park, but that was really good too.
I have seen Jurassic Park on the big screen. It just wasn't 3D. So
yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you've seen it on the big screen, right? Like my bucket list.
I cherish it.
There's like 20 movies on my bucket list. It's like I got to see these on a big screen before I die.
The way things are going, especially in Calgary, with all their revival screenings recently, I think you might hit them all, Chadley.
Yeah. Hey, you know what movie would be dope on a big screen in a packed theater? Clockwork Orange. I want to see that with a group of riled up 24-year-olds. That's all I want.
Yes, everybody's drinking Milk Plus.
Yeah, everybody's drinking Milk Plus. They're all riled as fuck. Like 90% of these people are wasted. That's what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fucking like 2 a.m. when they're playing. Like it doesn't start at midnight. It starts at 2 a.m. That's what I want.
I kind of forgot how dope Terminator 2 was. Like I hadn't seen it in a while.
I forgot how consistently action packed it is. Like that, the climax of that movie is seriously like 55 minutes. It's so long.
Yeah,
Like
I do
it's
remember one very important scene though.
Which scene would
When
that
he
be?
puts his thumb up as he's drowning in lava.
Oh yeah, when he puts the thumb up. I
So
always wanted him
beautiful.
to give the middle finger because that would be a greater joke.
Such a beautiful character arc.
Yo, it is a really weird movie, but like I never realized like the movie is more of like a psychoanalysis of John Connor as a kid and like how
Yeah.
fucked up he was. He was like so desperate for any human attention that like
That he fell in love with a robot.
fell in love with an emotionless robot. Like it is a very bizarre thing to watch, but it's a lot of fun. Of course, it's really great. Now, so that's T2. If it's still in theaters when you're listening to this podcast, seriously, go
do
check
yourself a favor. I might go see it again tonight. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, yo, you might gotta. The unfortunate thing is you do have to watch Salem's Lot for next week, which is going to take 3 hours, so you might not have time.
I was gonna watch that anyway.
Oh, okay, good. Go check. Yo, fuck it. Go check out T2 again.
Because rest in peace, Tobe Hooper.
Oh shit, yeah. Rest in peace, Tobe Hooper. We'll talk about that real quick. Seriously, what was it, like 15 minutes before this podcast even started? It was announced that Tobe Hooper passed away. Of course, one of the greatest horror directors of all time, Poltergeist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, most of the earlier stuff.
Halloween.
Like I'm not too upset that he's passed away because wasn't Halloween John Carpenter?
Yeah, I think he made like one of them though.
Okay, well, either way, I'm not too upset that he passed away because like he hasn't been doing anything recently. But like some of those movies he made, like specifically Texas Chainsaw,
is fucking good.
Well, and here's the thing: is that the Texas Chainsaw sequels, he did all those because he was
I like the
passionate
second
about.
one a lot too. I haven't seen the other one.
But the Poltergeist sequels, he was like, I made this movie, whatever, and then he didn't make any of the sequels to it. They were like, it made money, so let's make sequels. But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't think that movie made money. He just kept making them because he wanted to.
Yeah.
And then I think those movies didn't really get super popular until the I think what was it, 2004 when the reboot came out or whatever.
I don't know. I never saw that one.
I do love though. Leatherface is coming out later this year as well. I do love how far. I do love how far from the original story it has gotten. Like it's like based on a true story, and it's like so loose. But the crazy part about Texas Chainsaw Massacre is that in the movie he kills like 4 people, but in real life he killed like 40, and it's like, why are you toning it down? Make it wackier. I don't care. Make him kill more people. But yeah, the Mango,
the Mangler.
I've never seen the Mangler.
That's
I've heard of it.
Thing.
Is that a Stephen King? Is that we might have to check it out because Tobe Hooper. But Tobe Hooper made Salem's Lot, which of course we'll be talking about next week. Rest in peace, Tobe Hooper. And let's jump into Robert Englund. Oh, dude, I love Robert Englund.
Yeah, and he mangles.
Oh, dude, I do love when Robert Englund just hurts people. That's like my favorite.
He mangles, dude. He mangles.
Fucking, he just hurts, dude. I love when he hurts. But let's talk about one of the best movies of the fucking summer, dude.
Okay.
Let's talk about Baywatch.
Oh, okay.
Critically panned. People hated Baywatch.
Yo.
And you know why? I figured out why nobody liked Baywatch. Because for some fucking reason, everybody who walked in to see Baywatch thought to themselves, time to go see Baywatch, written by the Coen brothers. And so nobody liked it. Shut your brain off for a second, because this is the most fun fucking thing
to me
ever.
This completely embodies a summer blockbuster. It starts off, with the fucking tropical music, like na 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 na, and fucking like the Rock's just like running and looking cool, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, this is the most summer thing I can think of.
And then like when he comes up from the water with carrying the guy, the word Baywatch is like behind him in the background with like sharks jumping on it and shit. And you're like, how are you not having so much fun?
Yo, I think so certainly gets ridiculous at times with all the fucking penis jokes and whatnot, but it is what it is. It's just like The Rock is so genuine. It's so wild how genuine The Rock is. You're supposed to I think the nerds are supposed to like the nerd guy, and then but to me, I just like The Rock because he's the most genuine
Yeah.
motherfucker on the planet. And I'm like, oh, he's the one I identify with because I want to be
Yeah,
a person.
I didn't really care about the nerd guy. I thought that nerd guy was kind of a shitty dude, if I'm being
Yeah, he's
totally
terrible.
honest. Yeah, he's terrible because what he wants is that he wants the max amount of payout for the littlest amount of work. And then he gets it, obviously. And that drives me fucking bananas.
That's
But
the same exact character arc for the Zac Efron character. But here's the thing. The Rock is so good. Like I feel like I need to come back to that.
yeah, but this movie's biggest problem though is that it does sort of lull you into this like false sense of security because the funniest joke in the entire movie is about 5 minutes in, and then nothing's quite as funny. That it's still fun and kind of funny, but like there's like the scene where he's like, where the Rock is like, where he's like, I'm part of Baywatch now. And then The Rock is like, what is this, a permission slip? I don't give a shit. And like, that's the funniest joke of the whole movie. And it is all downhill from there. But because you feel like, oh, it's almost like a trick. Like they trick you into thinking the rest of the movie is going to be that funny. And it's not, but it's still funny. This is like, if you've heard anybody say this, and I have heard a few people say this, the plot of this movie is, holy shit, The Rock is quite big. And that like that, it really is the whole plot of the movie.
He is shockingly big. Let's be honest.
And there's really no reason. There's really no reason for them to be solving crimes in this movie. And I think that's what a lot of people's problem is. And I agree. There is no reason that they should be solving crimes, but they're doing it anyways.
Yeah, I think that is like they say that in the film even. They're like, yeah, we don't need to be doing this, but we're gonna do it. And it's like, all right, good enough explanation for me. You just gonna do it.
Well, and here's another weird thing about this movie is that like I always thought The Rock was the biggest man on the planet and like there was no touching him, but I'd never seen him next to Hasselhoff, and Hasselhoff's pretty big too, dude. He's bigger than I thought he was. Well, he's way bigger than I thought. Like just seeing him next to The Rock, it like puts it into perspective. Like, oh shit,
Hasselhoffs have been having a good year for film too.
Oh yeah, dude. They even omitted him from his yearly Sharknado performance. Like he was too busy.
He was doing Guardians of the Galaxy in this.
He's like, sorry, I gotta do Marvel and Baywatch, and they're like, we get it. Yeah, that makes sense to us. Probably a good call.
That was probably Sharknado's. That was probably their doing by elevating him so much by having him in some of the finest films of all time. Sharknado.
Yeah, the Sharknado films. And then they're like, look, I'm sure they're paying you lots at Marvel. The most we can give you is $45,000, and Hasselhoff's like gonna have to pass on that one.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely a great call. But yeah, this Baywatch is, I think it's fun.
It's ridiculous. The special effects are terrible.
Yeah, the special effects are terrible. I have a question. Is Zac Efron CG'd in this movie, or is that actually like,
dude?
Is that actually what's going on with his body?
He looks like a fucking like a Greek statue.
Yeah, like it looks fake.
Like he looks
dude.
So fake.
He looks fake, but like you know what? He might like, especially like at the beginning part where he's doing like the monkey bars thing. Like his body is just doing things like it looks like a fucking blob just moving at will. Like it's disgusting, dude.
Yeah. He's so ripped and he's so hairy. It's like, looks fake.
Well, and like The Rock is really ripped, but The Rock is like smooth. So like,
yeah,
I feel like
The Rock has been smooth for 25 years. He lasered off all of his hair when he was a wrestler, and now it just doesn't grow.
Yeah, he looks real. He looks real. But then you take a look at Zac Efron, and you're like, I can't tell if that's CG'd or not. It's nice that we're in a year where I can't tell if a human being is CG'd or not.
They got chest hair down.
Yeah, they got chest hair down. They got fucking chest muscles, like fucking just disgusting marine ass chest muscles. They got that down. Performances. Let's talk performances. The Rock?
Sure.
Come on, dude. Yeah, let's give him an Oscar. I don't give a shit at this point.
Zac
Efron is yeah. Zac Efron is fine, you know. He's fine.
Serviceable. He does his job. Yeah. He knows what he is, and he plays to that.
Oscar Nunez, on the other hand, oh, dude, that's the best actor on the planet. I'll see anything with fucking Oscar Nunez in it, dude. Yeah, Oscar Nunez.
I saw him in there, and I'm like, Chadley's gonna love this.
You saw Oscar Nunez.
I think you care more about the alum of the Office than any other people on the planet, any other group.
Oh,
of people.
Greg Daniels doesn't give a shit about those people. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
But the guy who plays Ronnie, I don't remember his name, but could done without. Not very good.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people in this movie that just sort of like, I mean, they were there to be hot people, right? Like Alexandria Daddio or whatever her name is. You know who I'm talking about?
Her.
Yeah, I think, but I think I don't know. I think she's adequate. But oh, dude, Kelly Rohrbach. I don't even give a shit. She's bad because boy. She looks. That's another person. I think Kelly Rohrbach might be a fake person. I don't think she's real. I think they were like, we got to CG the best looking human being possible, and then they just fucking did it. I'm like, how? That's not even real. That's insanity.
You know.
And
yeah. Go ahead.
And then like the main villain girl. Yikes. That's some bad performance right there. Yikes. Yeah. Throwing out a straight yikes on that one.
You know who was blowing the doors off this bitch though? Motherfucking Hamill Buress for the 4 scenes he was in.
Oh, dude, I fucking love him, dude.
Hey, I was like, why did they kill him off so early? Because he's one of the greatest actors ever, and it's like he's just a straight comedian that doesn't want to act.
Oh, you know who else was great? You know who else was fucking awesome in this movie?
Yeah.
Rob Huebel.
Yeah, Rob Huebel is maybe the most underrated guy in Hollywood because every time I see him, I'm like, you're the best guy ever.
Yeah. Rob Huebel, you're coming in here to make jokes. I love him as the straight man on The Office. Again, Office alumni, I adore it. I love him as the straight man on The Office because in everything else, he's the wild man, and I love it. Dude, I love Rob Huebel, dude. Plot-wise, there's no pacing to this movie. Like absolutely none. There's also some really, really bad dialogue. For instance, there's a part where like The Rock meets the owner of the club who like ends up being like the bad guy of the movie, and she's like, I know that the beach is public. I wish that the club could be public as well, but unfortunately it's not. And I'm like, hey, if you wish the club could be public, make it public. You own it. Like, what the fuck? Like, you own the club. Just make it public if you wish it could be public. The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, there's just some wacky shit like that. And then, because most of the movie is just The Rock hazing Zac Efron and calling him funny names, too. Like, that's the best shit. Like, when he's calling him, like, One Direction and shit. Like, that's great.
I liked High School Musical. I thought that was a good one.
Oh yeah. We were losing it. We were losing it when he called him High School Musical. That's absolutely fantastic. Oh, dude, it's just like I don't know what else to say in my review of this other than The Rock is really big and it's entertaining to look at just to see him do big guy stuff. Like
I think it's a lot of fun. Well, the soundtrack to me is like what really makes this movie. It has like all of my favorite songs on it. Yo, you got Run the Jewels on there like 3 times.
Yeah, dude. I'd agree. It's a fun soundtrack. It's just a fun summer movie. Like, it's just, why are we looking for anything more?
It's a beach party.
It's not great.
No, it's not great. But I definitely had, like, I've seen it twice now. And both times I just grinning. Just fucking grinning.
Yeah, it's Alexandria Daddario and Kelly Rorschach in fucking no clothes while The Rock and Zac Efron beat their meat. Like, it's a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
And people were like, I was looking for motivation. It's like, why are you watching? It's based on Baywatch. Have you seen Baywatch?
If they would have straight up played this as like a serious film, it also would have worked because The Rock is beautiful. But
you know what's what's the best part about this movie though? Is that The Rock plays the Hasselhoff character. Like, he plays the same character, but then Hasselhoff rolls up and he's also playing the Hasselhoff character. You're like, what is this all about?
Yeah. Well, I do think they were trying to, obviously everybody's trying to recapture the 21 Jump Street magic, like, the Chips and all that shit. And
this is better than Chips for sure.
Way worse. Yeah. Chips is like, it's not funny. Yeah. They almost played Chips too straight, right?
There's not enough jokes. Hey, Michael Pena. Make one joke. But no, I don't think this is the 21 Jump like that we're looking for. But I think for what it is, it works and it's a lot of fun.
What do you got that ranked there on the Chadsky scale?
I give that bitch a 3.5 out of 5 on a Chadsky scale. And watch it for fun. Don't like seriously. Just fucking turn your brain off. Put on rose-colored glasses and just watch The Rock carry a fridge. Like that's all you got to do.
I got that clocked in at a 4 on the Chadsky scale. I adore The Rock.
Yeah, I'll see anything with The Rock. People were saying this was the worst movie they'd ever seen, and I'm like,
oh man, I saw a poster for Jumanji, and my buddy's like, oh, I gotta go see that. I'm like, yeah, I decided a long time ago that I'm just gonna see everything with The Rock. And everybody that was with us at the movie last night, they agreed. They're like, yeah, we're all into The Rock now. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, but if you had said that like 4 years ago, somebody would have been like, oof, that's not a good call.
Yeah.
But now The Rock, what happened here? What happened here that The Rock suddenly became the most famous person on the planet? He plays the same character in every movie, and it's always amazing.
It's because he's genuine, and he is this person. Like he is this stand-up guy. Like he would save your daughter in an earthquake. Like he would risk his life to save your daughter in an earthquake. That's why I think people like him.
He would reenact San Andreas right in front of your face, and it would be incredible. I bet you if you met The Rock in like a bar and you're like, dude, you should do some lines from like, you could pick any movie. You could do some lines from The Rundown. And he would be like, not only will I do the lines from The Rundown, I'll do every line from The Rundown.
Yeah. He just seems like a good guy. Like until like some sort of controversy comes out, like he's beating his kids or something. He's the best guy ever. So
yeah, absolutely. And like, that's why he does kids movies too. Cause he's got kids. And he's like, my kids like to watch movies. So I'll just do some silly shit for him. And it's like, oh, God damn The Rock. God damn you, man.
Such a beautiful creature.
Be my uncle. Be my uncle.
You my uncle, sir? You uncle?
Be my uncle. Rock. Now, while I loved Baywatch a lot, well, I don't know if I'd even say loved. Like I just think it's fun. It's not very good. Like realistically, it's not very good of a movie, but it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it did not make my top 5 movies of the summer. So let's barrel into that. Let's talk about some summer movies because there was some good shit this year, Buck.
As Augie Doggy comes to a close, we have our top 5 of the summer. My number 5. Now, this is the movie I probably the most fun I've had at a movie theater. Even though the movie feels like it was written by a cyborg. So for my number 5, I'm going with Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets.
Oh, see, I have not seen this yet, but
dude, it has the worst dialogue of any movie I've ever seen, but also it's visually the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Do you think Dane DeHaan is ready now? Because I think he's getting there. Yeah, is he ready? Dane's ready?
Because he took the worst screenplay of all. Because Luc Besson is French as fuck, and clearly he wrote this in French and then converted it in fucking like Google Translate. And Dane DeHaan's like, well, I'm gonna take this stupid script and gonna go full ridiculous. Like he fully hams it up. Like you could tell, like he looks into the camera sometimes and being like delivering the lines like, yes, we're going to get married. Like he's looking. It's so stupid, dude. But also one of my favorite things I've ever seen in the theater. I was so excited to pay for this.
So my number 5, I try not to I try not to give too much props to these cinematic universes movies, but goddamn, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, man, pretty good. That's my number 5. Your number 4. James Gunn, like this is a dude who clearly knows what he's doing. He wants to make movies silly as fuck, and I'm down to make movies silly as fuck.
You know what I'm really excited for? James Gunn post Guardians is going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, because like now he's going to be famous and he can do whatever he wants, and he's going to do because like that movie that we saw that James Gunn did, like what was that? The fucking
Belko Experiment.
Belko Experiment. Yeah. He did that in his downtime, and he had to pump it out in like a weekend. Give him a budget and like fuck it, give him a franchise. You know, let's get James Gunn on Jurassic Park. I don't care. Let's get him on something because James Gunn.
Jurassic Park's already ruined.
I know. But if you throw James Gunn in there,
give him Godzilla. Come on, somebody needs to fix that.
Okay, give him Godzilla because he's the only one who would do like some of that final war shit with like Godzilla like shooting laser beams out of his like mechanical eyes and shit. Like James Gunn's the only one.
I think he'd have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, you know what? Give him Godzilla versus King Kong. Who's on that right now? Take him off. Give it to James Gunn.
I don't think anybody is even on that now. I think that
give
one.
it to James Gunn. Then
I'm pretty sure they pulled
simple.
Gareth off of that one.
Yeah, you know what? If it were me, I would do that too. I didn't even like that Star Wars movie Gareth Edwards did.
Well, you're wrong about that.
I didn't like the Star. It's certainly better than Godzilla, but
dude, watch Rogue One again. You'll like it.
Should I rewatch it? Yeah, Casey's never seen it, and she keeps saying she wants to watch it, and I'm like, yikes! But it is on Netflix, so maybe I'll give it.
It's only going to be on Netflix till the end of the year, so you don't got much time.
Speaking of Netflix, my number 4 was a movie that came out of nowhere and surprised the shit out of me. Netflix original. My number 4 is Okja. Really like this movie a lot.
Great film.
Yeah, really, really good. Who is the director on that again? Is it Bong?
I think it was Bong. Or
was it Bong?
I forget.
No, it wasn't Park Chan-wook. It wasn't Wook. I think it was
Bong then.
It must have been Bong, yeah, dude. And this movie, it's really good. See it for Jake Gyllenhaal. And you know what? And fucking what's his name? Fucking
yeah, it was Bong.
Yeah, it was Bong. What's the name of the what's the name of the other guy from Little Miss Sunshine? What's his name? I don't remember. The Little Miss Sunshine guy who was in Okja, who's fucking so great and everything. And There Will Be Blood. What's that guy's name? God damn it! Why can't I remember this guy's name? It's like Eli something. No, that's not right. Either way, fucking, you got to check out Okja. Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal, no Oscar. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey,
he's the greatest. Like, dude.
Watch Nightcrawler, then Southpaw, then this. Then tell me Jake Gyllenhaal don't deserve
I feel like we talk about this every year that a Jake Gyllenhaal movie comes out, but he's the best actor in any given year.
Yeah. Give Oscar! Because like Okja might be the best performance I see this year. Like Jake Gyllenhaal in Okja. It might be the best performance.
Because he's so different in every fucking movie, and I can't believe it.
Dude, I love him. What is your number 3?
My number 3, this was a movie I didn't really even expect to enjoy that much, but it turns out it's the most visceral experience I've had in a theater in a while. My number 3 is going to be Dunkirk. Christopher Nolan.
Dunkirk. Yeah, you like this one quite a bit more than I did, but I do think Dunkirk is awesome, and it is
the fucking rumbles of the plane made my dick move. I think you gotta give it some props for that.
Yeah, gotta toss it a shekel or two. I mean, I paid for it, right? I paid for it, so I'm happy to say that that's a good one. That's absolutely a great movie.
We don't even like Christopher Nolan. Like,
yeah. Here's the thing, though, is that we say we don't like Christopher Nolan, then a Christopher Nolan movie comes out, and we're like, pretty good.
So good.
Like, I just think we don't like the man, which is true because he is a garbage. But my number 3. This is, again, another movie that sort of came out of nowhere and surprised me. I did not think I was going to like this. But my number 3 is Trainspotting 2.
Okay.
God damn, what a lot of fun. I'll watch fucking anything where Ewan Bremer is just saying just saying fucking, like the word fuck around. Yeah, and then you got Robert Kyle.
You'll recall, if you listen to the episode before I pitched that episode, Chadley was convinced he didn't like Trainspotting. He was convinced that he hated it. In fact, he tried to lie. Yeah. He tried to lie and say that he's seen it and didn't like it. That's how go back and listen to the episode. Yeah. I've listened to it.
I kind of want to go back because that sounds wrong. I don't think I would have said that.
Lied. He's like, yeah, I don't like that movie. I don't want to watch Trainspotting 2. I'm like, okay, well, you get to though.
Trainspotting 2 is fucking incredible though. The no more Christians left scene. Oh boy, that's a rewind. That's an immediate rewind scene.
When we do top 5 scenes of 2017, that could crest. We'll see.
What's your number 2? Ooh, we're honing in on some of the best shit.
This is a film that apparently only I like, but I like it so much that I can't stop thinking about it. This is Alien Covenant.
Yeah, you are the only one who liked it, dude. I did not care for it. But you know what? People see different things. The thing is like Prometheus might be one of my favorite movies now. So maybe in 5 years, Alien Covenant's going to be a banger.
Dude, Alien Covenant is
But
at least 1,000 times better than Prometheus, and I love Prometheus. So
I do, I do really like the Fassbender fingering himself. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good scene. My number 2, again, a movie that I didn't think I was gonna like nearly as much as I did like it. My number 2, oh baby, John Wick, dude. John Wick
Sure.
Chapter 2. I love this movie, man. It's so good. It's like it's the start of something new. Like it is honestly the start of something new. And
it is the new James Bond. Like James Bond, that's enough. We
yeah,
got enough.
yeah, I think that could fizzle out now, honestly. Let's just get John Wick. Let's make John Wick movies for the rest of the time. I'm down.
Sure.
Fuck, make 25 of these. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, make them until Keanu dies. Who gives a fuck?
And then when he dies, just get somebody new.
Yo, you get
Immediately.
You know, like Keanu fizzle out in direct-to-video world, making movies about lawyers and shit. Just make him do this shit.
Yeah, give him John Wick till he dies, dude. Because here's the thing about Keanu. He donates all the money that he makes on movies. So, like, if you hire Keanu for big blockbuster films, you're basically donating a lot of money yourself. So just hire Keanu. Just hire Keanu. Because, oh boy, John Wick Chapter 2 is just such a fun. Now, I'm going to take a wild stab and say you and I have the same number 1 because obviously it's the best movie that came out this summer. Why don't you hit me with your number 1?
No, it's not going to be the same because I know you haven't seen my number 1.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm kind of confused now. What's your number 1?
Well, when it comes to John Wick movies, the directors went in 2 different directions. One made John Wick 2, and the other made Atomic Blonde, which is my number 1 of the summer. The most fun I've had in a theater this summer.
Really?
Maybe the best movie I've seen this year. Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde. All right. You know what? I haven't seen it yet. So, all right. My number 1, I cannot believe is not your number 1. My number 1 of the summer is Logan.
Yeah, I don't even count that as a summer movie because I saw that in like fucking February, dude.
Yeah, Deadpool was a summer movie last year.
Also wasn't on my list.
Right? I'm pretty sure it was. You know what?
Not.
Go back and listen. You might have to go back because I think Deadpool was on your summer list last year.
I don't count anything that was in February as a summer movie, Chadley. So,
no. Well, I think Logan is the best movie that came out during the blockbuster season, I guess you could call it then. Logan is amazing. Logan is unreal. If you haven't seen Logan yet, check it out. The Blu-ray has a fucking noir version, black and white.
To watch that in a couple weeks, Chadley. We'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I set up the surround sound, so we'll fucking watch it in surround sound because that's probably gonna be unreal.
Oh, Logan Noir, right there.
Logan. Logan Noir. Oh.
Black and Chrome, baby. I never got that edition. The Mad Max Black and Chrome.
That would be good. Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually heard that's fucking awesome too. But let's talk about Steve. We're gonna watch your movies until the end of time. We don't give shit.
All of Stephen King. I've been reading a lot of Stephen King lately. I read that Shining sequel, Dr. Sleep.
Is that good? What's Dr. Sleep? Yeah, that's like, is that any good?
Pretty dope, actually. It's like one of those things where I'm like, this isn't gonna be anything. Oh, wait a minute. Pretty interesting to see fucking little Daniel as an adult alcoholic.
Yeah, whoops, shockingly dope.
But they could never make a movie out of it.
It
would be a butcher. It would be a butcher show. Anyway.
Oh, dude, I love butcher shows. Just make Dr. Sleep. I don't care. Fuck it.
Take
all Stephen King's work. Make the movie about the lamp monster. I don't even give a shit at this point. Hearts of Atlantis. Fuck it. Make it all fucking movie. I don't care. Actually, I think they did make a Hearts of Atlantis movie, but I think it was like TV movie only.
Yeah. A lot of that shit just goes straight to TV, and you're like, what is going to happen here?
Yeah. Why did Stephen King sign off on that?
Dude, he likes everything that has ever been made of his work except for The Shining, which is the best one.
Which is the best one. That's clearly insane. So today we're going to be talking about It. Stephen King's It.
Yeah, no, this is the mini-series, not the new film.
Not the new film. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that obviously in a few weeks here, but we're talking about the mini-series from 1990, baby. So first thing I want to get
November
out of the way.
18th of
Yeah.
1990. That's when this aired on television.
Yeah, and it aired in 2 parts, and then
That's
they
right.
looked at those 2 parts and they're like, well, I mean, if we just put them together and just release this as a movie, and that's what they did. And I honestly think it worked better that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You don't need to split it up. Really, it is long, but
It's long.
so is The Godfather. So
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing: is that like I'm down to excuse a movie for being 3 hours long if it's good. And let me tell you something about it. It's fucking good. So
see, I disagree. I think no need to be 3 hours. Shit's full of filler. It's like watching an anime. Yeah, oh, and here's the main part. Not scary at all.
What? Are you insane? Are you
I
insane?
think Tim Curry is creepy. I don't think anything that happens in this movie is scary though.
But like the idea is it's like the same thing as Nightmare on Elm Street. It's shit you just can't escape.
Oh fuck! A shower is attacking a kid. Go fuck yourself. That's not scary. A picture's bleeding. Go fuck yourself. That's not scary.
Okay, but you also have to remember that back in 1990, there was no imagery like this. Like there was no movie with that kind of imagery. I mean, like, sure, you got
sure, but here's the thing. This is aged as well as an episode of Goosebumps, and I might suggest that Goosebumps is scarier than this movie.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and full on disagree, and here's why. Okay, and here's why I think this movie is good. Is because it's got this great pacing, which is a little bizarre because it's a 2-parter, right? And like it is set up like a 2-parter, and you can tell where like the commercial breaks are and shit, right? But like there is a really good pacing to this movie, and the fact that these characters, they spend like 15 minutes focusing on these characters and the relationship between the characters, and it tricks your mind. Like it tricks your mind into being like, oh yeah, they're as long as they're together, they're gonna be fine. And then Pennywise shows up and you're like, oh boy, they're fucked. They're fucked. They're good. Oh, Stan. Like it's just that, right? Like it tricks you into thinking that they're gonna be okay. And then it shows you reasons why they're not.
Yeah, and I think it's written well because Stephen King's a good writer, especially when it flops between the 2 timelines where how these adults are dealing with this traumatic experience. I think all of that's great, but also 3 hours, and also, you're gonna run around for that fucking long doing nothing. I mean, fucking Tim Curry is great as Pennywise. Don't get me wrong, but he's also great as Frankenfurter, and I don't like that movie either. So,
all right, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, Tim Curry is a great actor, and he is truly, I would say horrifying. Like I would say Pennywise himself makes this movie scary, even if you don't find the circumstances scary. Pennywise himself is a scary character.
Yeah, he's creepy, but he never does anything scary in the movie, though.
I don't know. He
opens his mouth. Scary teeth. Okay. Creepy. Sure.
It's a kid. He eats a kid.
Doesn't show it though.
Yeah, all right. I hope the new one shows him eating the kid because
it's gonna show it, dude. There's gonna be a kid's arm in his mouth.
Oh, good, great. Eating it like a chicken, dude, like a chicken wing. That's what I want. Bill Skarsgård, though, like that's a funny choice. We'll have to wait and see how it looks terrifying, but like it's sort of a funny choice to play Pennywise the Clown.
It doesn't matter. Who cares who plays him? He's covered in makeup. And this one, he's all CG'd.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He looks weird. He also looks like he's wearing a dress in the new one. But we're here to talk about the old one today.
Who the fuck is Bill Skarsgård? Like, I couldn't even tell you who that person is. Like,
he was on Hemlock Grove. Do you ever watch that?
No, I've never watched that.
Hemlock Grove.
I'm looking at a picture of him, and I'm like, oh, he should play fucking Joker in that Gotham show. Does he play Joker in that Gotham show? Because that's what he fucking looks like.
You know what? It might be him. I don't know. Like, is it him? I don't know.
I'll look at his IMDb. I have no fucking idea.
But there's also something about it that's like bizarrely fun. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of fun to it when they're all like hanging out and like skipping rocks and shit at the lake. Like there is something bizarrely fun about them trying to solve. It's like almost Scooby-Doo levels, right? They're like trying to solve the mystery themselves and like
yeah. There's certainly some good. I don't think this is a horrible movie. I think it's a great experience generally if you're watching it for the first time. I've also watched it twice in a month and a half though.
Yeah, so that's tough, especially because it's really long. I don't know. I hadn't seen this movie in a few years, and I do really like it. And unlike you, I actually do think that it still holds up as being pretty goddamn scary.
Nah, it looks like a fucking Goosebumps episode.
But I'd like this movie would be easily a 5-star, like a 4.5, maybe a 4-star on the Chadsky scale if we're not considering the last 20 minutes because it gets so good. And then it's just like they flush all of it down the toilet in the last 20 minutes for two reasons.
It's a shape-shifting fucking monster, and you're going to make it a spider puppet. Go fuck yourself.
Spider puppet. Okay. And it's like standing up on its legs, and it's got like shiny abs, and you're like, is that supposed to be scary?
They're shooting fucking...
Shiny abs?
Shots at. Get the fuck out of here.
He's got like a fucking 8-pack. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. Another reason I think Zac Efron is CG'd because he's got a fucking 10-pack, and I do not believe that. But the fucking shiny spider monster's got like a shiny 8-pack, and they're like, don't look at it, and it's like, how come?
Why?
How come we're not looking at it? Like shiny 8-pack, you know, like it's interesting to see. But then, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, they start doing the wrap-up. And fucking Ponytail Man rides a magic bike!
Oh, John Boy with the ponytail? Bike? Oh, John Boy with the ponytail? Get the fuck out of here. That guy's horrible. Yeah.
He rides a magic... His bike from when he was a kid becomes magic! And it cures like the shit that cures the insanity that it brought upon the world. What the fucking fuck? Why magic bike? It's so insane. It's the most insane way to end a movie I've ever seen ever because it matches the tone in literally no ways. It's like the fucking flying car at the end of Grease. It's like, what is happening? Except it makes less sense because at least Grease is like a fun musical. No, this is a fucking terrifying clown horror movie with a magic bike in it that cures all the problems. In the book, she kills herself.
Yeah, and they missed out on the kid orgy too, which I lament.
A lot of good stuff in that book.
It's a great book. If anything, you should go read the book because that's some literature right there.
I think Stephen King penned it in an afternoon, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh, real American literature. You got David Foster Wallace and Hunter S. Thompson. I'm gonna say, go read some Stephen King, you uncultured piece of swine. Go read it.
Yeah, absolutely.
900 pages, you bitch.
Kid orgy. It's fucking got a kid orgy in it.
900 pages. Fucking wild, dude. How does he bang that shit out?
Yeah.
Well, because you see how many characters there are in this, and each one of those gets like 200 pages.
I love Stephen King because like there's that story that I just absolutely adore that he was so like drunk that he wrote Cujo and didn't remember, and he's like, pretty good book, but I don't remember writing it. Was drunk and I didn't in the night. Like,
yeah, Stephen King's awesome.
Stephen King's absolutely fantastic. I'm excited to be talking about Stephen King over the next like couple of months because there's also a lot of Stephen King movies I've just never seen, and it's been a while since I've seen Misery.
Like The Mangler?
I've never seen The Mangler. I've never seen Maximum Overdrive, and goddamn, do I want to see fucking. I've never seen Salem's Lot, which we're talking about next week, and I've always heard good things about Salem's Lot. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk more about Stephen King. We're jumping into Spoopy-tober.
Well, where do you got Stephen King's It from 1990 on the Chadsky scale there?
I give this bad boy the same thing I gave Baywatch. I give it a 3.5 star at 3.5 out of 5 on the Chadsky scale. It's a 3.5 out of 5 week because that's what every movie gets this week because that's all what they deserve. Some decent.
Well, I would say the first half of It's probably an easy 4 on the Chadsky scale, and then the second half's an easy 2. So I'm gonna hit it right in the middle there. I'm gonna give this one a 3 on the Chadsky scale.
I would even go as far as to say the first half's like an easy 5, and then they sort of chip away at that 5 in the second half.
Second half is so bad, dude. They're fighting a fucking cartoon spider with a slingshot.
Oh, yeah.
Go fuck
It's a claymation. It's a fucking claymation puppet. Don't do that. I
hate it.
Don't do that.
I literally hate it, Chadley.
I just like I want to know like if there was one person in the writer's room or in the editing room who's like, we got to make this claymation spider. And then I want like there to be at least one person in the room who was like, hey, before we make claymation spider puppet, let's not make claymation spider puppet, because clearly that's the sane route to take. Clearly that is the absolutely sane route to take. But I don't know. There is enough fun in there that I think it's, the big question is it worth 3 hours? Because it will eat 3 hours of your time. Up next, we got Sharknado 5, baby.
Wow.
Sharknado 5. It's the fucking annual Sharknado.
The TV event of the summer.
Every year they come out with one of these sumbitches, and every year we have to watch it and discuss exactly what's going on here, because go.
They're certainly getting worse.
Here's the thing, is that I can't tell if they're getting worse or getting better, and it's really confusing to me.
That's true, yeah.
There's like
I like that they're just like they're straight parody now. Like they're just straight parody.
And they're like not even clever parody. Like that, I think that's my problem, is that like they're not even clever parody. They're like, we'll send you over to your quartermaster whose name is Llewellyn. And I'm like, you sons of biscuits. Like, I can't believe you're making that joke.
Yeah.
Although that's actually a pretty decent nod to the late great Desmond Llewellyn. But so in this one, they discover, okay, I gotta get ready for this one because this is fuck wild, dude. They discover that the Sharknadoes have been fueled by Shark God.
Yeah.
Shark God. What? So apparently, essentially, Shark God is a big green shark monster that is made of other sharks.
Sure.
Yikes. Now, Shark God comes into this movie, and I don't know what happens, but they never fight him. They never fight Shark God, or like
barely even mention it, really. Besides,
it just starts like destroying Tokyo, and people are like, "Oh no, Shark God is over there," and then they forget about it. Very weird.
They clearly were running out of ideas at this point.
So, like in this one,
it's almost like they cobbled like a couple of scripts together for this one.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know if we want the time travel thing or the Shark God thing or like the magic portals, and it's like, do it all.
And they're like,
do it all.
Throw what's the chick's name?
Tara Reid.
They're like, throw Tara Reid into an Iron Man suit, basically.
Yeah, throw it. Yeah, except you know how like Iron Man looks good. Yeah. Well, don't do that.
Well, obviously don't.
Yeah, don't do that. Have it, like when you see like a silly YouTube video where somebody's like taking like a photo cut of like Adrian Brody and he's flying through space. You know Brody Quest?
Yeah, I know Brody Quest. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Dude, Tara Reid's just like, she looks like a fucking robot hooker. Like she's just descended into like a robot hooker. She looks like a hooker. She looks like a hooker.
Now, at this point, you have to wonder if like, at this point, the CG has to be intentional, right? Because it's the worst CG of all time. But at this point, like, it's part of the charm, so they kind of have to do that. So it's not something I'm super mad at, but like, I do kind of wish they would strive to make this something more than it is. Because every time they make one, they don't attempt to up the ante at all. They're like, they don't actually try and make it good. And like, of course, it's like the whole like so bad it's good thing. But it's not that anymore. It's so bad it's bad. Like that's what it is now.
We've transcended. We've transcended it. So good it's bad. So we've
rounded the corner
back to bad.
It's so bad that it's so good that it's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Sharknado destroying world monuments, that's a lot of fun. They jump around a lot. Yeah. They jump around a lot in this one. Like they'll be in Australia, then they'll be in Egypt, and then they're in fucking London, and like it's destroying like the London Eye. And there is like a really great line in this where the London Eye, like they hit the London Eye and it starts rolling away, and he goes, "Oh man, that's deja vu." And it's like, oh shit, that's a callback to the first one when the Ferris wheel is coming after them, which is just so much fun. And then you got Chris Kattan.
Yeah.
Hey, just hire a British person. Like, am I insane? Like, if you're gonna get somebody to play the British Prime Minister, hire a British person. Don't hire Chris Kattan. That's the worst idea.
It's pretty weird that Chris Kattan like outacts most of the cast too.
He does, and he's terrible. Let's be real here for a moment. Ian Ziering, dude has no idea how to act, but he'll do this till he dies.
You know what I do appreciate about Ian Ziering? Is that he walks around this entire film with a fucking whip on his hip. Like it's the most important thing of all time.
Like if he doesn't have that whip, he's not going to be able to destroy these fucking shark storms.
Fucking like this movie, like I love that it starts out as an Indiana Jones parody, moves into a James Bond parody, and then it just kind of like they're like, oh, we're out of ideas of things to parody.
Well, then it becomes like a Sharknado parody. It's like parodying Sharknado at that point.
Yeah.
But there's also some pretty dope stuff in this. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some pretty dope stuff in this movie.
I mean, it's gonna be fun. You're killing sharks in a storm.
There's a giant blimp with a mustache, and it's like, okay, that's pretty.
About that whole section. Fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. There's a really good plate kill where I don't remember who it is. I think it's like I think it's the Chris Kattan character where he tosses a plate at the shark and it slices through him. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good kill. But then we get into the shark portals. Okay. They don't even attempt to explain this. It's so crazy. They'll get sucked into a tornado and then it'll be like a flash of light and they're like, "What? We're in Australia now." And it's like,
"Oh, we're in Egypt. It's fucking getting sharks everywhere."
And then someone goes like, "It makes sense since sharks come from Australia." And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? They're in the ocean. What do you mean they come from Australia? What does that mean? Like,
fucking ridiculous. But I mean,
you know more about science than I do. Do sharks come from Australia? You know more about science than I do. Is that accurate?
I don't believe they're exclusive to Australia. Yeah. I think they probably evolved alongside climates like Australia, not specifically Australia.
But here's the thing is that we just talked about It, right? Which is a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, well, they don't explain anything. Also, they don't explain why he's a fucking transforming monster. Because they're in Overworld, Stephen King's greatest masterpiece. Really, all of Stephen King's books are connected, which is wild.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. But anyway, back to
I'll
my
explain
point.
That more once we get to Dark Tower. But every Stephen King book is connected.
Oh, that's interesting. But my point is that you watch It. That's a 3-hour movie. You don't really feel it.
Yeah.
Sharknado is 75 minutes, and you feel every goddamn second.
Dude,
like
I drank like 10 beers while watching this.
It goes on way too long. Way too long. Like, it feels like it should end like 4 times, and you're like, should it be ending now? And you're like, no, I'm 19 minutes in. All right.
And then Fabio shows up.
And Fabio is the Pope. And like you told me, you're like, Fabio plays the Pope in this movie. And I'm like, I'm very interested to see how the Pope connects to the Sharknado universe. And let me tell you something. He doesn't. There's no reason for that scene to exist. It's just so they're like, hey, we got Fabio. He says he wants to play a Pope. What do we do? And they're like, oh, we gotta Jerry rig a scene in there real quick.
Get the Pope in there. Fuck.
Okay, get the Pope in it. But then, okay, so this movie it's not good, okay? It is not good, but it could also be the best movie. I'm not sure. Terrible. But it's not good. But then comes this movie's biggest sin. There's like a part where they're like, are the Sharknadoes happening all around the world? And this guy goes, I don't know. Let me check my Xfinity Stream app on my phone real quick. Mm-hmm. And then it shows him utilizing, and I looked this up. It's a real app because I'd never heard of this app before this movie. It's a real app that you can download.
It's the Comcast thing.
And then at 2 points in the film, after the apocalypse happens, you see Xfinity Stream apps, flags like fly by in the wind. And you're like, what the fuck? Well, how can you do this? You can't do this. Dude, it made me fucking pissed, dude. I was so pissed when I found out it was real.
Yeah, well, it's product play. It's nothing. These are nothing films now, and they've never been anything. But it is also the TV event of the summer. Let's not forget that.
Oh, of course, I will never forget that. Of course, Sci-Fi is working on some really good stuff here. But then the best thing that happens in this movie is it's like a newscast, and they're like, we'll bring you over to our man in the field. And there he was. The Sharknado picked up the lions and made a safari-nado. And I'm like, Gilbert Gottfried is back, baby.
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried. He's such a treasure.
Yeah, and like he gets real riled up in this one. He's like, Safari-nado! And I'm like, yes! Dude, I love it, dude. It's so much fun to have Gilbert Gottfried poke his head up in these movies.
It's so much fun that we have Gilbert Gottfried alive on this earth still. It's going to be a sad day when he passes away to the other side, Chadley.
I'm going to the other side! Like, I hope he screams his last words. Because I've never heard him talk at like a reasonable volume, you know. I wonder if he knows how to control the volume of his voice.
Yeah,
probably not.
It's a bit. I've heard they played this voicemail from him on Howard Stern, and he's just talking like a normal guy. He's like, "Hey Howard, I'm gonna be coming through." It's like it's real weird, dude.
Hey Albert, it's Gilbert. Like, oh,
it's not even raspy at all, dude. It sounds exactly like my voice. It's like, "Hey Howard, it's me, Gilbert. Be coming through later." And it's like, yo, what?
I might have to check that out, dude. That sounds incredible. But yeah, Gilbert Gottfried coming back. So at the end of this movie, essentially the apocalypse happens. Everybody dies, and it's like that's a really fun way to end it. But then they couldn't just leave it, you know. And that's what just drives me fucking crazy. They couldn't just leave it. Dolph Lundgren shows up, and he's like, "Hey, Dad," and I'm like, "Oh my God. Oh my fucking God." It's
shit.
They Terminator. The kid spent 50 years trying to figure out time travel as Dolph Lundgren. And then he comes back and, okay, Dolph Lundgren, you're twice Ian Zierin's age. Don't call him Dad, please. I beg of you. Second of all, Dolph Lundgren, what are you doing in this movie? Because like now he's committed to being in the next one, like as a main character now. And that sucks because Dolph Lundgren, you're better than this.
Come on, Dolph.
And then it ends on a to be continued. Oh my God. No. Can we just wait? Are we done? Like, are we done? Like,
there wasn't even any really good cameos in this one. Like they ran out of people.
No, yeah, like there wasn't like you didn't see Will Wheaton on a plane or nothing. Like it wasn't fun. I don't know. I just feel like the fun is gone. And I was really confused when I watched this. Like I did not know what I thought about it when I first watched it. But you know what? It's been illuminating. I give this a half star on the Chadsky scale.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know, a 1. It's fucking terrible, but also maybe awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say, man. Like these Sharknado movies, because like you're like, oh yeah, that's terrible, and they're like, yeah, it's supposed to be, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I'm so confused. Are we buying right into it? I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that no matter how many 1 stars I give this series, I will watch every single entry. Right?
Absolutely, it's the vent of the summer.
Because here's the thing, I gave a 5-star to Sharknado 3,
sure.
And I will stand behind that.
It deserves it.
Yeah. Sharknado 3 is incredible. That should have been in theaters. That was a fucking blockbuster.
Yeah.
But now they're fucking it up. Now they're fucking it up, and it drives me insane. Yeah. So that's Sharknado. Hey, I saw a trailer yesterday for a movie I didn't know was happening. My Little Pony the movie coming to theaters on October 6th. Why is that happening?
Because there's a large population of adult males that will pay to see it. That's why.
Wild. That's absolutely fucking wild. I saw that when I went to see the Studio Canal T2,
really?
Which was fucking. Yeah, that played, and the Blade Runner one played, and there was another one. Oh yeah, they played the Close Encounters one, and then they played a fucking Bruce Willis, some trailer for some Bruce Willis movie called Death Wish that I never heard of.
Oh, Death Wish, like the remake of Death Wish.
Yeah, it's the remake from the
remake of the Charles Bronson film Death Wish. Dude, let's do Death Wish sometime. They're horrible.
How many are there?
There's like 4 or 5. All Charles Bronson.
Fuck. I'm in, dude. I'm in for Charles Bronson, dude. Does he got his dick out?
I can't remember if he pulls it. I think he pulls it out in the second one.
Okay, as long as it's out at least once in the series, we'll have to check out that. Maybe when new Death Wish comes out, we'll check out the Death Wish movies.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. So, of course, that's everything that we got for today. Who boy, it was a crazy summer. Like, it was actually a crazy summer. There was some really good stuff.
Sure.
And some really fucking bad stuff. But you know what? There was stuff that I couldn't even get onto my top 5, like War for the Planet of the Apes. That actually makes me sad because that's a really good movie. Bad ape wearing a vest will forever be the funniest image that I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, as we head into September, of course, we're going to continue on our Spooky-tober prelude with some more Stephen King. We're watching Salem's Lot next week. Sure. We're also watching Goon, Last of the Enforcers. Dude, I love the first Goon movie so much. I love fucking Sean William Scott. That's gonna be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen,
can't wait to see this direct-to-video fucking bullshit ass
Canadian movie.
Bullshit ass sequel. It's probably gonna be terrible, but we'll watch it anyway.
Yeah, we're also gonna be watching another Wolf Cop when that comes around. So God bless. So yeah, we're gonna be watching Goon, Last of the Enforcers, and we're gonna be watching the straight to Netflix Death Wish. I've never heard people yell about a movie more. Maybe not. Maybe Batman vs Superman, but people are yelling about Death Wish, man.
I don't care about Death Wish. So is this gonna be?
I'm not saying.
I'm
saying Death Wish. That's the Bruce Willis movie. I'm actually talking about Death Note. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
dude, we're gonna be watching Death Note. Willem Dafoe. Look, I've seen the original Death Note, and Willem Dafoe as Ryuk seems like a pretty good cast, but like they're gonna fuck it up, right?
I heard he's not in it very much. Also, I don't know anything about Death Note, so what if I like it?
It's possible. Unlikely, but it's possible. The original Death Note, we've talked a lot on this show about like how anime is terrible, and for the most part it is, but I kind of like Death Note. It's stupid and silly, and
one of the only series I've heard people that actually like anime say is bad. So
I like it. I think it's good. So, but the people who like anime, clearly people who like anime, there's something not right there, right? Like they clearly don't understand. Yeah. For the most part, well, and they don't understand
if you like anime, you're autistic. Yeah, you are. If
you don't like Death Note, but you like One Piece, you might not understand plot structure, so that's fine. Yeah, Death Note's fine. Attack on Titan is fine. There's some animes that are fine. I actually really like Death Note though. But then there's like shit like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is just like giant strong dudes beating the shit out of each other so hard that their heads fly off and stuff. Oh, it's insane, dude. It's actually worth a watch because it's so wild. But
I won't watch it. But yeah.
Hey, you know what we should do, Buck?
There's hundreds of thousands of films out there that I'm gonna watch, not anime.
Yeah.
I'll watch an anime film. Oh, I watched Howl's Moving Castle the other day. Great stuff. It was like I was on opium.
You know what we should do, Buck? You know how we do like the Netflix picks and stuff? We should do fucking Crunchyroll picks where we attempt to watch one episode of an anime and just
let's just watch some of the shitty anime on Netflix. Let's watch one episode of fucking Seven Sins or something.
Yeah, it's just something absolutely fucking wild. But one thing that I do want to mention is that one commentary that Buckley Duke and I have been dying to do forever has been Assassin's Creed. That's coming to Netflix this month, baby. That is coming to Netflix this month. So you can expect Netflix Picks Volume 2, where we commentate through Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I can't wait, because that's just unbelievable. We're going to get so fucking drunk.
Oh, we're going to blast it, dude. We're going to have nachos and shit. We're going to be crunching right into the microphone.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you check that out. We're going to be watching Assassin's Creed at some point in the next month. Live on the show. But yeah, check out next week. We're gonna be watching Death Note in Salem's Lot. Spooky-tober is coming, dude. It's coming fast, and there's a lot of horror movies this year, like a surprising amount of horror stuff that we can watch.
Check out the YouTube channel. Go to punchnerds.com and hit subscribe on the YouTube. We got to get our numbers back up. We had 100,000 views on our old channel. We've got 169 on this one. So let's get those numbers up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And subscribe on iTunes or wherever. Send us an email at punchnerds@gmail.com or hit me up on Twitter at lastcooldude.
At Chadley the Movie.
And that's probably going to be the show. Have a happy Augie Doggy. I think that is the end, mostly the end of the summer blockbusters, but there's probably still a few that have slipped by. We'll talk about those.